Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I told you guys to buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride because transfer portal season is here. And transfer portal season doesn't just go one way. Tennessee's not just going to add a bunch of talent. There are going to be people that come and people that go. It is a two-way street. Find out a little bit earlier today. Two wide receivers, Jimmy Holiday and Jimmy Calloway, both will be entering their name into the transfer portal. And, I get it. Sometimes it's not necessarily we're not looking for greener pastures. Sometimes there's so many different variables. Are they being asked to leave? Is it kind of a mutual parting of ways? Is it something about the culture? Is it something about the fit? Are these guys looking for playing time? What exactly is it when a kid, they decide to enter their name into the transfer portal? But the disappointing thing about Jimmy Calloway and Jimmy Holiday, because it just reminds me the last few years on this channel talking about those, a lot of you guys that have been around a minute know what I'm going to say, those young wide receivers, talking about Jimmy Holiday, Jimmy Calloway, and Jalen Hyatt. All three guys come in, they're young. We kept waiting. We talked about their potential. We talked about their talent. We kept waiting for those guys to break out. Jalen Hyatt clearly did that this year, put up a monster season, setting records. We'll see if Jalen Hyatt elects to head off to the NFL next year. But again, for now, Jimmy Calloway and Jimmy Holiday both expected to enter the portal. We're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. As always, you guys know the deal. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. Quick, free, easy. It does help the channel. If you like what we do, you like the content, you like the live streams, do us a favor. Just hit that little thumbs up. We would appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't pretend to be media. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We're going to be live here in just a couple of hours. Some of you watching this video, we're about to go live 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight, Wednesday night. Going to be going live. We'll be talking about the transfer portal, potential names that could be entering the portal. We'll also talk about the college football playoff rankings. What bowl game could the Vols be going to? All that coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. But let's jump into it, talk about it again. Jimmy Calloway, Jimmy Holiday, both entering their names into the portal. Now, when you think about Jimmy Calloway this season, your mind kind of goes back to that Akron game. It goes back to the getting ejected for throwing punches, just letting his emotions get the best of him. But statistically, just hadn't got it done at Tennessee. 2020 under Jeremy Pruitt had 2 catches, did have 5 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown a year ago. This season, only 2 catches for 20 yards. So again, Jimmy Calloway, is this a situation where he had a conversation with Josh Heupel and it's best for Jimmy Calloway to go look elsewhere? I know some people don't want to talk about it. When a name goes into the portal, people immediately say, well, screw that guy, don't need him, don't want him. Sometimes it's mutual. Sometimes it's this coaching staff going to the players and saying, hey, probably going to be better if you just enter your name into the portal and go find somewhere else to play. It happens. I don't know if you guys want to believe it, if you do believe it, but it definitely happens. You flip over and look at Jimmy Holiday. He had 6 catches on the year for 106 yards and a touchdown, only had a reception a year ago. And again, you're not losing production for this football team with Jimmy Calloway and Jimmy Holiday hitting the portal, but you are losing bodies. You look at the wide receiver room going into next year, you start with Cedric Tillman off to the NFL. Then you've got a junior in Jimmy Holiday, and you've got a redshirt sophomore in Jimmy Calloway off to the NFL. Off the roster going into the transfer portal. Then you've got Jalen Hyatt. What does he elect to do? Does he decide to come back? Does Jalen Hyatt try to come back? What more can Jalen Hyatt do at the University of Tennessee? Does he want to come back and play for an SEC championship? Does he want to come back and play for a national championship? Does he feel like Joe Milton gives him the best opportunity to succeed? Or did he have the best opportunity with Hendon Hooker at quarterback? I've seen some of you guys in the comments talk about how Jalen Hyatt needs to put more on tape. He needs to show more for the NFL. I think if the grade comes back good, Jalen Hyatt's gone. And something that we'll get into and we'll talk about as, the next couple of weeks progress. Does somebody like Jalen Hyatt opt out of the bowl game if he's going into the NFL draft? And that's something that I may talk a little bit out of both sides of my mouth on. I'm not a fan of kids opting out of games, bowl games, championship games. I'm not a fan of that. Vol for life. Give my all for Tennessee. If you walk out of that locker room and you slap the sign that says, I will give my all for Tennessee, that doesn't mean I'll give my all for Tennessee until an NFL contract's on the line. I'll give my all for Tennessee until the combine rolls around, then it's all about me. Is it about Tennessee or is it about self? So we'll see what Jalen Hyatt does coming up here as the season winds up. Obviously, Brew McCoy coming back is huge. That's big. I think Brew McCoy has done some nice things this year. Didn't really have that monster season that's going to send him off to the NFL draft. But I think he definitely shined. He showed he can make some big-time catches, had the big catch leading to the game-winning field goal against Alabama. Walker Merrill, you got him scheduled to come back. Is he a guy that kicks the tires of the transfer portal? I'm not sure. Ramel Keaton, I think he's another big one. Ramel Keaton and Brew McCoy coming back on the outside. If you could get Jalen Hyatt to come back, I think your starting three are pretty solid. They're pretty set. But even if Hyatt elects to go off to the NFL, you got Squirrel White. I think Squirrel White's going to step right in there, replace Jalen Hyatt. Will he be as good as? I don't know. But as a freshman, man, the kid made a lot of plays. He got a lot of playing time down the stretch. Squirrel White's a guy that I trust, a guy that I'm confident in. And then you look at the freshmen that came in this year, along with Squirrel White, Chaz Nimrod, Caleb Webb, a couple of guys that pretty good buzz around Chaz Nimrod going back to the spring. Is he a guy that once, he got banged up a little bit, that kind of threw him off the rotation, never really got a chance to shine. Is he a guy that can make an impact next year? And again, you're talking about true freshmen. And that's the beautiful thing about having success in recruiting. You can bring these guys in, show them the right way, develop them. And, I've said multiple times throughout the year, as we've seen Jalen Hyatt have this success, that those young guys are seeing how it's done. They're seeing the work that has to be put in. They're seeing the work that has to be done to have success in the SEC. So does a guy like Chaz Nimrod, Caleb Webb, do those guys put the work in? How do they develop going into next year? And then, something else I talked about, it's a two-way street. You're going to bring guys in. I made a video just a couple of days ago, the wide receiver at Missouri that entered his name into the portal. Does Josh Heupel, does this coaching staff, do they go out and try to pick up a big-time wide receiver, via the portal? And that's college football in 2022. You're seeing guys like Jimmy Calloway, Jimmy Holiday transfer out. Last year, you saw some guys transfer out. And then you replace them with upperclassmen that are proven. We've seen the Isaiah Nayers, the names like that get thrown around. Seeing Brew McCoy come to Tennessee, these upperclassmen that may or may not have some experience transfer to a program like Tennessee and have instant success because they've been around the block. They've been there. They've done that. So it'll be interesting to see how this wide receiver room starts to take shape. Again, it's going to be chaotic. Jimmy Calloway, Jimmy Holiday, are they the last two? Are they the only two to enter the portal? Is Josh Heupel having conversations with his football team? I think so. And I think we are going to see more names entering the portal as we move into next week. It is going to be chaotic. It is going to be the Wild West. I'm going to do the best I can to keep you guys up to date with the names going in, the names coming out, potential targets. But hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts with Jimmy Calloway and Jimmy Holiday. Is it good riddance? Is it best of luck? The tweets, the social media posts when these kids transfer out, they're always the same. It's always about God and family first, and VAWLS will always be my brothers, this, that, and the other. But it is what it is. It's the world of college football in 2022. What do you think this is all about? Are you going to miss Jimmy Calloway and Jimmy Holiday? Do you think Tennessee looks to now add a wide receiver via the portal? Some of you, when I made the video about the kid from Missouri, said, Boogie, you're crazy. We don't need wide receivers. Well, do we now? Do we need them now? We're down 2 in addition to the ones that are heading off to the NFL. But you guys know the deal. Hit the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin' VAWLS. Any and all support greatly appreciated. As always, thank you to the members of the channel for giving a little bit more. You guys keep the lights on around here, and we thank you for that. If you want to join the channel, hit the join button down below. It's as little as 99 cents a month. You get access to custom Talkin' VAWLS emojis, fan call-in shows. You get a power T beside your name, all kinds of fun stuff. And more importantly, you're supporting what we are trying to do with this channel. We appreciate that. I know a lot of you keep those memberships up to date throughout the season. We get into the offseason, they kind of die off. We would appreciate your support throughout the offseason. That's when it gets a little bit more difficult to keep the lights on around here. So thank you to every member. We appreciate you. We thank you. Hope to see you in the chat tonight, live 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.